All right, here we go. How's everybody doing? This is Jose Trujillo. I am the world's greatest living artiste, coming to you from, well, none other than the art studio. I hope everybody's doing great. You guessed it, this is a large painting. This is a 30 by 40 inches. One hell of a painting for one hell of an artist. Let's do this. I hope everybody is doing fantastic. I'm doing fantastic. How's it going, David? How's it going? Hello, Kitty, Emily. Connie Gross Art. Good to see you guys. Always a pleasure to have you guys here. Let's do this. Look, guys, I primed this. I primed this canvas with a little bit of what is it called? A little bit of je ne sais quoi, a little bit of acrylic paint. Some people have been asking me, how do you prepare a canvas? How do you prime it? You know, there's different ways to prime a canvas. You can just use gesso, you know, just white gesso, or you can use this je ne sais quoi, which is just gesso with a little bit of acrylic paint, and then bam! But it has to be very little, guys. It has to be very little, and it has to be acrylic. It can't be anything else unless you already know what you're doing. Because you need to have the tooth for the oil, okay? So here we go. I'm going to make one of my awesome drawings here. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And this is abstract expressionist a la I'm super awesome type of artist. Okay? Let's see, let's do this. Bam! Right there. That's what I'm talking about. I hope that everybody's having a tremendous day. I hope all of you guys are living it to the max, to the fullest. Life is one of those things that it gets tricky when you don't live to the fullest. It starts getting weird. If you're not going all in, it starts getting weird. You guessed it, I got a thicker brush. Why? Because it's a thicker painting. It's a larger painting, so you wanna do a large brush. One true thing only used to say. What's his name? Manet. Paint what you see as quick as possible. And then some, right? And then, as I said, guys, before, when you are creating your artwork, one of the things that I like to do is I like to go beyond what I'm doing. In other words, if you stay too long in the same segment, okay? This is a little free, je ne sais quoi. If you stay too long in the same place, let's say that I'm like, oh man, right here. If you stay too long in the same place, you're going to start overthinking it. So at this point, right? At this point, if I stay too long in this body, right? or in any given area, then it's going to start beginning overthinking, right? I'm going to begin doing that because I'm going to begin redacting myself, and that is not a good place to be. So I start moving out of it, and then it helps me figure it out again. Okay, start moving out of it. You know, perhaps you take off your trusted little spatula. And then, you know, the bigger the project, right, the more intense it tends to be, because now you have to start trusting, right? With intuitive painting, you have to start trusting. So that's what I like to do. Anyways, that's my take on it, right? I got my son in the other room doing some YouTube videos. I'm getting him trained to show up and do some videos and stuff. You know, he has to. If you guys have any questions or comments, please let me know. I'm gonna try to read them as I'm going. If later on you're gonna watch this somewhere else, I don't know. Not every video I make. I'm just trying to be honest here, guys. Not every video I make it goes to another platform. Like not every video I make goes to YouTube or Facebook or whatever. I don't always do it like that, and part of that is because I make, sometimes I make so many of them that I'm like, you know what, let's not even do that. Let's leave it alone. Right now, one of the things that I'm learning is to also be extremely intuitive, not just with the motion, but be extremely intuitive with the color. So I try not to even think about the color I'm going to use, and who knows, you know, maybe I don't know if I'm just playing more with what I'm doing, whatever, you know, learning more, who knows. I'm doing something, definitely. I know I'm doing something. I don't know what the progress is yet. I usually find out the progress of my artwork later, right? I find out later what the progress is. It takes a bit of time sometimes to figure out what, you know. I'll start doing something, and then a month later or a week later I'll be like, oh, okay, that's why I was doing that. Okay, you know, it starts making sense, I guess, if that's a way of putting it. It starts making sense. And it's super cool, you know, because, I mean, you get to... I don't know if you guys recall one of my talks about whoever was joined us last time. One of my talks about painting with freedom, right? Painting as if you're on an island, painting with such a freedom that you are... you allow yourself. And now it's a practice, okay? Because many of us would like to do that, but it's a strange practice. It's a strange practice because, I mean, I don't know if it's strange, but yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's the best way I can put it right now. It's a little freaky. It's a little strange because many times we get hijacked, right? By believing that we need to do more than what we already do. For example, I have artist friends who have seen me create this work, and they're like, dude, I would have stopped, you know, halfway through where you were, or you're going, you know, you're overcompensating, and the reality is that it's true. I do tend to do that, and part of it is when I record. Sometimes when I don't record, I go all in and I don't overcompensate the drawing, right, or the painting. Is just kind of it finishes, but sometimes it does. Sometimes I just overdo it, and then to a point where the trust starts losing. Right now, it becomes more of a I call it in Spanish capricho, right? It's a capriciousness, I guess. Like, oh, okay, I'm looking for this color, or I'm looking for, and I think because I love that way of painting, like the colorist type of school of painting. I love that way, and sometimes I stay too long with artwork because of that, right? I know that some people are probably guessing like too long, dude, like you paint very quick. I don't know what too long means to you, but there is such thing as too long for me. And I think that there's such thing as too long for many of us. We just don't really realize that. Many of us are, you're just good. You're just good. You just don't know it. You don't realize it, It's like Muhammad Ali said, right? I think his biggest problem was not realizing that he was good. And I believe he was speaking for all of us. I think he was speaking for all of us. Most people's problem, I guess, is that we don't think we're good enough. We don't think that we deserve to be good enough. So we spend a lot of time overcompensating. And we do it in artwork too, and those that are completely are convinced of their greatness, right? We don't like them in the beginning, and I think part of the reason we don't like them is because we don't like their self-esteem. It bothers us, right? We're like, how dare he or she get away with that? So it bothers us. It's a form of, I don't know, like why does that person get to, like Picasso, right? Why does Picasso get to create artwork, stick figures, and feel proud about him, and I don't? Stuff like that, where people get offended and they get upset, and then they start going like, I don't think it's fair, and on and on and on. And I think part of that, a great deal of that is the lack of self-esteem that, that we carry as a whole, as a society. You're not supposed to. We call it mediocre. We call it all sorts of things, right? And many times we end up applauding the good and what we think is the good, right? The slow, and now I'm not saying that in order to be good you have to be fast. That's not what I'm saying. But the same many times the slow we applaud because we know that we can sort of it's not going to go, it's not going to be very loud, right? It's not going to be a huge reminder, right? It's not going to be a huge reminder of, oh, okay, yeah, I too want to do that, right? It's not going to be a big reminder. Something goes and there it is. Somewhere around there is a happy place. Get a little bit of white here, just because. make this a bit smaller. There we go. And sometimes that's what happens, you know. It's the pressures of society. The pressures of society. I keep talking about that. I believe that it's so. Let me change the brush. It's so true that society. We live by certain codes, right, of society, like the pirate code. And if you bend or if you go around them, it starts feeling uncomfortable, right? It's like, I remember hearing an interview, it was like a short interview with Warren Buffett saying they were asking him what is the way to succeed, right? And success in different ways, whatever it is, right? Success in different ways. Success, I know that he represents capitalism and whatnot, but I think he was spot on when he responded, I will never get tired of saying it, he said. I will always say it or something like that. He said, success is, you reach success by going against the status quo. And, you know, you think about it, who goes against the status quo, right? Picasso. Who goes against the status quo? Rock. Who goes against the status? Any artist that goes against the status quo, right? What is the status quo? What are you supposed to be doing? And you're fighting it, right? You're not fighting it directly, but going against it, right? Going against the grain. There you guys have it. This is where I get to put my awesome name right here. Look. Bam. World's greatest living artist. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Let me give you guys a close-up. There it is. If I had a religion, I'd call it simplicity. Thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate it. Mike Timer. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Kimberly. Let me see. Check it out. It's a little mixture of just you know, sometimes when I paint, I imagine myself, and this is something that I wish someone would invent, or maybe maybe it's somewhere and I just don't know. It's already invented. But sometimes I envision myself painting with big, juicy markers, you know? That's how I use my brush. Like if I'm messing with some big, juicy markers, right? I try not to think about color. I try not to think about form that much. I'm just kind of just the feel, right? What am I feeling? What does it feel like? And this little buttocks feels like it needs to sit flat because it's sitting. Thank you so much, David. Yeah, it was too round. It needed to be flat. There it is. Something like that, guys. I hope I made any sense to anyone out there with my I guess the way I do things, you know. We all do things differently. Even though we don't think that's what I was trying to get to. We don't think we're special, but you know, some people, it's funny because many people that don't think that they're special, they're actually their work is very special. And sometimes people that think that they're very special, their work is very not very special. And I know it sounds like Like, what? But but I've seen that over and over. There's people that uh, they don't think they're good. You know, I see people. I'm not good. I'm not good. I'm not good. I go through that junk. I go through those things in my mind. Like, oh man, I'm not really. And it's not true. It's certainly not true. It's just that, the mind likes to do that kind of stuff, right? The mind likes to do it. Actually, look, I'm not overthinking it. I just saw it right now. It needs to sit. There we go. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. My name is Jose Trujillo, world's greatest living artist. Bam! Check out this palette. That's how it's done. Messy way is the only way. Take care, guys. I will talk to you soon. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. And take care. Adios.